Hello everyone and welcome to another UFC review. This is for UFC 207, pretty much at the end of the year at the T-Mobile Arena in Paradise, Nevada. I'm messing this up so badly. Of all the things, to be honest, my New Year's been going really well, and then I just started screwing up as soon as I started recording again. I was going to record yesterday. Yesterday feels like 2016 was only yesterday. Anyway, yeah, I was going to start recording yesterday to review it yesterday, but because I watched the event with my brother and a friend, we had a few drinks. I wasn't smashed drunk. I was a bit tipsy, and I didn't want to really record in that condition. So yeah, I'm a lot fresher faced today. But I only had 2 Budweisers, so I could handle it. Just saying. Anyway, yes, it's time to actually get on with this review. So let's do it. As always, we start off with the prelim card between newcomer Nico Price and Brandon Thatcher, who's one of my favourites. And I mostly did this partially due to frustration, but also because I had some gas that came out in a small burp. Yeah. Brandon Thatcher has lost 4 times in a row now. That's not good. I like him a lot, he's a good fighter. But there are a lot of areas where he needs to improve now. I like him a lot, he's just not doing well at the moment. He needs to really improve soon. I mean, good luck, I guess. I don't think he'll be in the UFC much longer if he keeps on. If he wins his next fight, if he has another fight in the UFC, I want him to win it. I want him to stay in the UFC. But for now, it's not looking so good for him. Also, good job by Nico Price. Anyway, yes, moving on to the next one. Mike Pearl against Alex Garcia. Garcia won by knockout in round 1. Oh yeah, the previous one, I don't really think I mentioned it. Nico Price won by submission. Pardon me. Near the end of the first round, I think, he took down Brandon and finished him with an arm triangle. Yeah. So yeah, Alex Garcia got points tonight. It was kind of a slow plodding fight until Garcia just landed a really big right punch that knocked Mike Pearl the hell out. That was pretty much all I can remember from the fight. It was just low playing back and forth, then suddenly whack, and then oh god, he's dead. So yeah, really good showing from Garcia. And yeah, Mike Pearl's a crafty veteran. He's gonna bounce back soon. Yeah, he's a tough dude. Next up, Antonio Carlos Jr. against another newcomer, Marvin Vettori, who's Italian. Not a fight I remember a whole lot about. Vettori did have the advantage in stand-up from what I recall. Antonio Carlos Jr. did have more of an advantage when it came to the clinch, and that was where he was doing his best work. And it did manage to get him the victory by, was it unanimous? Yes, unanimous decision. So, he did a good enough job. Marvin Vettori really did impress me though, so I'm looking forward to seeing him again pretty soon. And then there's the last fight on the card. Well, not on the card, on the prelim card. Oh god. Johnny Hendricks against Neil Magny, and Neil Magny won. I got no problem with that. I like Neil Magny. But I really like Johnny Hendricks. He's the nicest guy in the UFC right now. And this was not a good fight for him. Here's the thing. When it comes to stand-up, Magny puts out a good volume of strikes. He's not known for knocking people out, but he's known for striking a lot in a short amount of time. Johnny Hendricks is always looking for that big left hand, and it wasn't anywhere for him. For 15 minutes he was looking for it, and he couldn't find it. But he did have good success with his takedowns, and it made me think, why didn't he just keep doing those? Magny didn't land any takedowns, he kept it standing. And that's where he won. It would have done Johnny well to have tried to land more takedowns, and he probably would have won the fight, but no. And apparently he might retire after this. Also, he didn't make the weight. He hadn't been training a lot in preparation of this fight, 4 days a week and only once a day. That's not really good, to be honest. So, yeah, really not a good performance from Johnny Hendricks. As much as I love him, he didn't do well. But good on Magny, Like I said, I like him. He's a good kid. He's got a good future ahead of him, I think. Now on to the main card, and kind of sticking with the subject of fighters who miss weight. Ray Borg against Louis Smolka. Ray Borg missed weight by about 4.5 pounds. Well, 3.5 if you count the 1 pound extra weight limit, but still. He won the fight, though. He won the fight against Smolka. It was a really, really good fight. Really good way to start the main card. Really, really good exchanges on the striking. Borg just landed more. It was just a good share from him. And Smolka as well. He did a good enough job. I like Smolka a lot. I like Borg a lot. The two fighters I think are very exciting. It was nice to see them actually get in the octagon together and have a fight. Just to see what will happen. So, yeah, it was a good fight. Really good show. And Ray Borg did a good job. As obviously did Smolka. Anyway, yes, the next fight. Dong Hyun Kim against Tarek Safedine. And Kim won by split decision. God, this fight was boring. Here's the thing. Kim was advancing more and landed some strikes, but Tarek was landing a lot more strikes. But it definitely went, eventually to the clinch work and wrestling, and that's where Kim kind of got the better of him. So, yeah, this is probably my least favorite fight on the card. Because it was just kind of a slow, plodding affair that didn't really excite me at all. But Kim won. Tarek did a decent job. I just think it's physically impossible for Safedine to put on an exciting fight. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Let's move on. Next up was a pretty damn good fight. TJ Dillashaw against John Lineker. Dillashaw won, pretty much to nobody's surprise, but in that decision, also pretty much to nobody's surprise. He did a good job though. Lineker, he did get some ground late in the third round. He landed some huge bombs, but TJ was able to land his really, really good counter striking. Pardon me. And he just managed to get a good win. He's sticking to what he does, the whole Dominick Cruz footwork thing. Speaking of which, we're going to get to him in a bit. But yeah, it was a really good job from TJ. John Lineker has always been impressive. He's never been knocked out. He's got a hell of a chin on him. He's a young fighter. He's got tons of power. A lot of experience, despite the fact that he's 26 years old. He's Brazilian, but sounds like an English footballer. And really, really good hands. Really good knockout power. And always switches it to the body and the head. I just like Lineker. Okay, he's a good fighter. I enjoy watching him. So we're going to move on to the main event. So, it happened. For the longest time, Dominick Cruz has fought people. Well, not for the longest time. For a long enough time, he's fought people from Team Alpha Male. And for the most part, he's been successful, Fought Faber 3 times, only lost the first fight, and that was his only loss on his record. Won the second 2, really, really good job. I think he fought Benavidez, I'm not really sure. I don't think he did. Fought TJ Dillashaw, managed to beat him, and that was a good fight. Then it came to, I forgot to mention, or did I? I don't know, I'm going to mention it again anyway. Alex Garcia got performance of the night for his win against Mike Pyle. Anyway, moving on. Cody Garbrandt is the new Bantamweight champion. I don't think anyone was expecting this to happen. The first 2 rounds were very close, despite the fact that my friend Jack thought that round 2 was Cody. No, it was still pretty close, you asshole. But rounds 3 and 4 were definitely to Cody, and round 5 was mostly his. And it was a fight of the night as well. It was a damn good fight. It was a hell of a lot entertaining to watch. And Cody did it. Cody became the first Team Alpha Male member besides, since Uri Faber to beat Dominick Cruz. And the only one to beat him for a title, because when Cruz and Faber fought, they didn't fight for the title, I don't think. I'm going to have to check this quick. Hang on. Yes, okay, he fought Faber for the featherweight title, I think. And WEC cards are so hard to come by. WEC 26. Yes, Faber was the champion at the time. Okay, I was just making sure of that. But yeah. So not Cruz's first title fight where he lost, but his first losing of a title. So that's the point I was trying to drive at. Anyway, really, really good fight. Does not make the shortlist for my top 10 of the year, though. Kind of a spoiler, but that one's not on the list, so it's not really a spoiler, so shut up. So we're going to move on to the scary as hell main event. Yeah, it took over a year for Ronda Rousey to return. What the hell was she doing with most of that time? Like, the only public appearance I saw her on was Ellen, where she talked about wanting to kill herself. Because all Ronda was interested in was an undefeated record. And she lost the belt home, and lost her undefeated record as a byproduct of that. And then home lost the belt to Tate lost the belt to Nunes, and Nunes beat the shit out of Ronda and won by like TKO in 50 seconds, getting herself performance of the night. Well done to Nunes. But here's the thing. Ronda looked fantastically in shape. But she looked extremely sloppy in the fight. She was doing the same thing to Nunes what she was doing to Home. She was trying to finish too early. She was trying to be too aggressive. It didn't work for her. It didn't work for her when she fought Home. It didn't work for her when she fought Nunes. I mean, I love Ronda. Don't get me wrong. You know, she's probably one of the best female fighters like ever. You know, there was a time where she was the best. But now it's just kind of sad. I do want to see her fight again. I don't know against who. But it would be nice to see her take another go at it. Maybe they'll introduce a women's flyweight division, because they had a women's flyweight match earlier this year. Maybe they'll introduce women's featherweights. You know, maybe she could take a swing at one of those divisions. That would be cool to see. And by the way, Miesha Tate retired, which I didn't find out. Also, this main event in particular. Sorry, I veered off on that. I didn't find out Miesha Tate retired until I was watching it with my friend, blah, blah, blah. But yeah. The main event was spoiled for me twice, in two different ways. One was on Facebook when I was checking it, just casually, and a family member, not a close one that lives over in Kent, spoiled the fact that Nunes won. He didn't say how, he just said she won. I'm like, okay, you know what, we can still see the fight, we don't know how. Then one of my brother's other friends came around and told us exactly what happened. We all wanted to murder that friend. I still do. I'm not going to lie to you. It really pissed me off. It pissed us all off. Not least of all because we were a bit drunk, you know. Not drunk, tipsy, whatever. But yeah, it was a huge dick move, really. It was just a dick move. I mean, we watched the fight regardless, even though there was pretty much no point. But yeah, well done to Nunes. She did a good job. I think she's going to be champ for a long time. Also, that reminds me, if I remember correctly, she is actually the first gay champion in UFC history. That's pretty cool, if you ask me. So yeah. Well done to Nunes. I hope Ronda bounces back. I hope Cruz bounces back. Well done to Garbrandt. We had one more title change hands before the year officially ended. So, that was my review of UFC 207. It was a decent card to be the last one of the year, you know. Wasn't the worst. It wasn't like one they made up so much hype for, and then because it just became so weird by the end of it, it became less memorable. UFC 200. What? I don't know. Anyway, yeah. I'll see you all next time. When is the next UFC? Yeah, January 15th. I'll probably see you before that for my top 10 after 2016, top 10 fights of 2016 lists, and possibly my first episode of season 2 of Backtracking, which is about Stained. I'll probably do the Stained thing after. It's going to come though, in January. So, I'll see you all then. If I rambled for long enough, take care and bye-bye. Hero? He's completely disobeying me. But you're all going to see him anyway. Meow? You want to say hi? Didn't think so. Adios.